You were saying we need to go back to basics.
Yes, we need to go back to basics because if you really think about it, your body is an infinite machine. Your body knows what it needs and it has a way of telling you what it's lacking. You just have to pay attention. Simple thing, if you have a headache, okay, you just walking around, you suddenly have a headache. I'm not talking about like pounding every day, that's different. You just have a simple headache. The first thing we do is we run for Tylenol, we run for Motrin. Do you know that that is your body's way of telling you that you're dehydrated? So it's when you feel like, oh my gosh, my head is pounding, before you grab that Tylenol, before you grab that Motrin, try drinking some water first.
You know, it's funny because I was going to say that if I have pain, the first thing I go for was water. And I stopped myself from saying it because I was like, I don't know where that came from. I don't know if that's right. But it's what I was conditioned to do in life. I don't know where that came from.
Okay, remember we were speaking earlier, and I'm going to say it again for our viewers. You could have somebody and they're just like, oh my gosh, they're so thirsty, they're thirsty. What happens is their head is hurting them, okay? And they're not correlating that the headache is because their body's dehydrated. So I have a headache, so they take Tylenol. And the Tylenol turns off that sensor. You're not feeling that headache anymore. Your headache is gone. But they still walk down the street and they faint because you didn't take care of what the problem was. The problem was dehydration.
Yes.
So they're dehydrated. So you took away what makes them know that something is wrong. You shut it down. And then they walk down the street and they still, you didn't fix the problem. The problem is they're dehydrated. You need to hydrate your body, or if you didn't, sometimes oh, my head is hurting me. Another reason why your head hurts you is because your blood sugar could be low too. So you take a Tylenol because your blood sugar is low. You take a Tylenol because your head is hurting you, but you didn't eat. You can still walk down the street and faint because you did not feed your body. You get what I'm saying? So these things that happen to you, that's your body's way of saying, hey, stop for a minute. I'm trying to tell you something. You know what I'm saying? We were speaking earlier when you were feeling that sharp pain in your side. That's your kidney saying, hello, I'm not working. Something's wrong with me. Check me out. So back to basics is literally taking the time to be one with your body. Recognize your body. What's going on?
Listen to your body.
What did I just eat? What did I not eat? Am I under stress? Stress can raise your blood pressure. Stress can cause your cortisol to go up. We were just speaking about that. Stress can cause your blood sugar
levels,
to go up.
which I never knew.
So if we really went back to basics and think of all these things, a lot of things that happen to us, we probably wouldn't have to take a pill.
Yeah, I'll tell you, like my parents are, I was telling you a little earlier, my dad starts the morning with oatmeal, and his oatmeal actually has cinnamon in it and it has garlic in it because he had heart attacks at 50 and this is just, he does not suffer from high blood pressure anymore. He's controlled it he's controlled his stress levels, and he will have that garlic every day. Like I remember a time when he would smell of garlic so bad, I would be like, dude, this is too much. He's like, this thing saved my life.
Can I give you an example? My dad is 83. He's 83 now. And they've always said he had high blood pressure. He had high blood pressure. When he feels his pressure is high, because he was in tune with his body, he would walk over to the fridge, he would take out a clove of garlic, and he would cut it up and eat that.
And eat it.
That was his medicine.
And you gotta remember, you gotta have it raw. Like these are things that we just
Exactly.
know.
Exactly.
He just
So with that said, going back to basics is literally being in tune with your body, find out what's going on with your body, listening to your body.
Yes.
Listening to your body. We have products, in our products that we have really gone back to basics in a sense where we are trying to do everything natural. Okay?
A lot of people don't realize a lot of medication starts from the plant. It's the additives that you talked about.
Yes.
That sometimes really, really, really kills it. And actually adds to that stress on your kidneys and that ends up putting you in the dialysis later on.
It's true.
So what you're saying is you're going back to the beginning where it starts, because nearly everything, food is thy medicine?
Food is your medicine.
Food is your medicine.
Here is how Tree of Life Infusion and Wellness was started. When you look at a tree, you see the tree and you have the trunk of the tree. and then it has the branches, and it has the leaves, and it has the fruit. However, if you don't nourish the roots when it started, when a tree is growing or any plant, you know it grows in two ways at the same time. Yeah. The root is growing down to strengthen itself, and then it goes up afterwards. So if the root isn't treated properly, you cannot produce adequate fruit or a plant that's thriving and lively and beautiful. So think of it. The root is what we put in our bodies. If you're not putting the right things in our bodies, we are the bodies, right? We are the plant that comes up. So then we have all these ailments. We're not eating the right things. We're not dealing with stress. You know, stress is the #1 killer. Stress. Sometimes you got to take people out of your life that's causing stress. You got to get rid of them. Is my sugar going to go up, or my blood pressure going to go up, or maybe I need to get rid of this man or this woman that's in my life?
Yeah, it's as simple as that.
You know, simple as that. Yes, but the whole inception of Tree of Life was growing up, you know, with Jamaican parents, and you know, something's wrong with you, they know what bush to drink, they know what food to eat, stuff like that. Marijuana, everybody smokes it now. My father's blood pressure was high. He used to drink that tea to bring his blood pressure down. When we had chicken pox, he took the marijuana green leaves and put it into a bottle of white rum. And when the white rum turned green, he rubbed it on our bodies. No spots, no marks, nothing. So this is how these things were used. So in starting this company, it was like a no-brainer. I've been doing this all my life. There's things we do on a normal basis every day, but it's just because that's your way of life.
And what I want to roll it back to is you actually did it in a lot of different fields. So I know, like almost the last end, and I don't know, God probably took you on that journey, was the dialysis piece where you really saw, wait a second, this is the damage that's been done. But you really saw, you were talking about, you were in the maternity ward and actually saw that piece. You've been at it from a lot of different angles. So you're bringing the upbringing from your Jamaican roots, what your parents did, but really high pressure situations where you actually saw when people did need the medication, or these are real life things that happen.
Yes. Okay.
Tell us a little bit about your experience.
So come from a background of being Jamaican, and then now I'm a nurse practitioner. I've been in the health field for over 35 years. I've been in every aspect of nursing you could think of healthcare you could think of, research, peds, psych, high-risk labor and delivery, surgery, open heart, lung surgery. I've worked in offices with doctors. So I've seen so many different...
You've seen all parts.
Exactly. I was saying before in labor and delivery that we would notice that when patients came in and they started doing research, because we noticed certain patients would hemorrhage after. And we started realizing they all came from the same place. They came from Haiti. They would chew the ginger. They were chewing the ginger when they were nauseous. So in chewing the ginger acts as an anticoagulant. So it thinned their blood. So that's why after they had the baby, they didn't stop bleeding. They kept bleeding. With the Asians, we started noticing, we noticed their blood pressures were lower than everybody else because they cook with a lot of garlic. They eat a lot of garlic, and that's what garlic does, lower your blood pressure, you know? Things just like when I was in surgery, and there was a doctor that was there, and he was trying to get us to do things from a more holistic standpoint with patients going to surgery. So what he would do is, when the patients are going to surgery, to calm them, instead of giving them something for nausea before, we would give them peppermint. We would take peppermint and put on a little 2x2, and they would inhale that.
Oh, wow.
Or after surgery, when they're nauseous after surgery, the first thing you come out after surgery, the patients always want to throw up. So we would either give them, peppermint, or we would give them lavender, or sometimes both. And the ones going into surgery that were like freaking out, and they would give them something to knock them out. Instead of doing that, what he did was he instructed us to take lavender drops, put on the 2x2, and the patient would inhale it, and they would calm down instantly.
Oh my goodness.
So these are still all things from nature. They just put it into an oil.
People used to be seen as witches when they knew this stuff.
Exactly.
What?
They were hanging witches and crucifying witches for doing this, and it's just herbs. It's what it is. I was saying to you before, our grandparents didn't have allergies because they ate from the earth.
Yes.
They ate from the trees, tree of life. They ate from the trees, and it gave them life. They lived to be in their hundreds. How many people are living to be in their hundreds now?
Girl, we have to do more of this. That is for sure. If you guys want to follow and get more this kind of content, you guys have to convince Jas to come and do this podcast more and more and more and more and more, because there's so much more we could tap into.
Yes, yes.
Close us out with what you want us to know.
Okay, one thing I want you to know is there are alternatives to losing weight naturally. There are alternatives that have no side effect to losing weight. How do I know that? Tree of Life Infusion and Wellness has come up with a capsule called the Detox Replenisher.
Ooh.
And what that does, it allows you, the first thing that goes is your tummy. So if you're going to the gym and you're doing intermittent fasting, and then you're doing your sit-ups and everything that you're doing, but the tummy's not moving, give Jas a call. The Detox Replenisher literally helps you to lose weight, detoxing your body at the same time, and also putting back the vitamins and minerals and amino acids that you need naturally. Mm-hmm. Another one, if you don't need to lose weight, but you still want to detox, we have the Parasite Replenisher that takes out the parasites out of your body that you don't want, especially if you have cats. If you have cats, please call me, because cats give you parasites. We can detox the parasites out of your body and replenish what you need naturally. We have soursop. We have so many different products that we're working on and coming out. Stay tuned for more. Thank you so much.
Thank you again for joining us. This has been great, really good, and I do know that we're going to continue it for sure. So as we do it every segment, tell them how to find you.
Okay, so you can find us at tolivewell@gmail.com. Let me spell that. TOLIVWELL@gmail.com. There's no E. TOLIVWELL@gmail.com. And phone number 689-287-7879, 689-287-7879.
Thanks, and you will find that we're gonna list that underneath these videos. So you'll be able to find Jas, and you'll be able to order her products, whether in person at Cap Village or online. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks again, Jas, for being here.
Thank you for having Tree of Life Infusion and Wellness and Atmospheric Pleasures with you.
I love it.